Hello everyone, welcome to one another episode of weekly sectoral analysis. So we can see in front of the screen that the volatility continues to rise, price continues to fall, and the only silver lining over here in the charts is that we are still just above the support. I'll just share with all of you where is the support. The support lies over here, and the main reason is in this daily time frame chart of Nifty spot, you can see this is the low of August 2025, and this low is actually providing a decent support. And apart from that, if we go to the weekly time frame chart over here, and if I just convert this to logarithmic chart, there is a trend line support. Although this trend line support is not that great because the trend line has been penetrated once, but still it is a psychological level. So according to me, 24,400, 24,380 is a decent support, and we are still trading above that. That is the only good thing. The overall trend and momentum in the weekly time frame chart continues to be negative. So if we close below this recent low, then possibly the price will continue to go further down. The next support is probably somewhere at 24,070. Bank Nifty. Now, Bank Nifty, you would say that yes, the trend is down over here in the daily time frame chart. But in the weekly time frame chart, as I'm a person who takes cues from the higher time frame charts and I execute it in the lower time frame. So I would say that the market is choppy in Bank Nifty because it has been just going up, down, up, down, up, down. So it has been overall choppy. So yes, the price has started coming down, but overall the state of trend is flat, and I would like to stay away from this. This is the recent support according to me, the recent low. If we break below this, sustain below this, then obviously we could fall a little bit further. And to understand where is the next support, I'll just plot this fib extension. The next possible support could be within the zone of 56,700 to 56,690. PSU banking space. PSU banking space in this zone, it was pretty nice. The trend was up, momentum was up. Even over here, things were better. But off lately, suddenly, due to this fall, the state of trend has gone flat. Price has been coming off from the recent highs, and it is falling very fast. Talking of support, the next best support for short term is 9129 or 9130, and below that it's 8942. We can just possibly mark this entire zone over here with this tool. So this is the short-term support band, but overall as a short-term momentum trader, short-term swing momentum trader, for time being, I would like to stay away. Monthly time frame chart in the PSU banking space still looks okay. The trend and momentum looks pretty nice. It's very smooth, but weekly time frame chart is looking not that great. So as a short-term trader, I would like to stay away and wait for better opportunities. Now, private banking space, if you compare it with PSU banks and if you especially compare it with Bank Nifty, private banking space has been underperforming and it has been falling pretty fast. It has also broken the recent low. The trend and momentum in the weekly time frame chart is now down, and any sort of pullback in the daily time frame chart could be used to possibly, if you are a derivatives trader or something, then possibly I would like to initiate some sort of selling positions in this particular sector. But just be careful that the place between moving averages and the price is huge. So we can see that this is slightly overstretched on the downside. The 14-period RSI over here is also close to 30. So some sort of pullback is expected. Now, whether this pullback will come immediate or will it come later on, it's very, very difficult to say because there are so many announcements which are coming up from the war front. It's very, very difficult to say. And considering in terms of weightage to move Nifty, if Nifty has to fall further, then in terms of weightage, IT, FMCG and private banking space probably will be hammered pretty badly. Oil and gas. Oil and gas space, according to me, is flat. Like you can see, went up, came down, shot up, did fall down very badly. Again, it recovered pretty nicely, and again, it's falling. So overall, as a sector, it's very, very flat. The trend and momentum over here is flat. But if you look at the constituents, if you look at the sectors, then you might find some stocks, some constituents, which are looking pretty positive. But as a sectoral chart, it's flat. Yes, in the daily time frame chart, it will look negative. But if the higher time frame chart is choppy, sideways, then I would like to avoid taking positions in this particular sector. Autopack. Autopack also once, which was extremely good, high momentum, bullish sector. Now it has been chopping around sideways. In the daily time frame chart, we can see that it did fall pretty fast. Then it recovered. Again, it came down. Again, it went up. Again, it's coming down. So it's all over the place. It's completely choppy and the range is pretty big enough. And we need momentum and trend to make money in the market. We need markets which go up fast, or if not go up fast, then come down fast if you're a derivatives trader. But in such markets where price is just going sideways, it's not going to be easy for traders to make money. So again, in Autopack also, I would like to stay away. Now, talking of consumer durables. Now, consumer durables over here, all this while it was negative. And suddenly when it turned up, I think the state of trend started looking positive. And I'd also said that after a pullback, after a run up, if we have a pullback and then if it shoots up, then things will improve. But the pullback which has recently happened is far more than expected. I was expecting a pretty smaller pullback and then possibly a rally. But this pullback is much larger than what was expected. And we have a doji candle over here. The size of the candle over here is also pretty large. So once again, I think the state of trend, momentum, everything has gone flat. As a trader, I would like to stay away from the sector. Consumer durables. Consumer durables, it's very simple. Trend is down. Yes, there was a pullback, but the continued force of bears, is pushing the market down, pushing the sector down. Overall, it looks weak. And, many times people ask me that why so many sectors, you just flag them as flat and avoid trading in those sectors. Well, we need to understand one thing. If we want to make money, we need to be selective. We need to be patient. And we need to understand that only when the trend and momentum both are in place. If you want to initiate a bullish trade, the trend and momentum should be with you. Or if you want to initiate a bearish trade, if you're a derivatives trader, then we need trend and momentum with you to make money. But if the sector is going to be flat or something, it's better to not to trade. Not trading is also making money because at least you're not losing money, right? So anyways, coming back to the point, like the consumption pack looks negative and overall trend momentum will stay negative. The recent support is this low 11,090. If we break this on closing basis, then the next support will come within the range of 10,900 levels. Finance pack. Well. This looks to be really amazing. I mean, you can see it's front of you. This is what is called choppy, like up, down, massively up, massively down. it's very, very difficult to make money over here until and unless you're an intraday trader or something and you're trying to catch the move, each and every move every day. It's a different thing. But otherwise, if you're a swing trader like me or a positional trader like me, life is not easy right now in the finance pack. And as a trader, I would like to completely stay away. The trend and momentum in the daily time frame chart is down. And in the weekly time frame chart, I think it's flat. FMCG pack. Now, FMCG pack, I think I don't need to say much. The state of trend over here is down. The biasness is on the downside. Only thing which looks interesting is suddenly we have a doji over here. And in this entire zone, this is the first doji and this is a long-legged doji. This is not a normal doji. This is a long-legged doji. Is it something that we are expecting in the next week, something like a big green candle or something? Well, I don't know, but I think we'll have to keep our eyes open in the FMCG pack. थोड़ा सा ध्यान से देखना पड़ेगा. Keep your eyes open. And in the daily time frame chart, I think the first resistance will be within the zone of 51,110 to 50,860. It's basically a gap down gap which can act as a very, very short term resistance, but overall state of trend looks negative. IT pack highly overstretched on the downside. I mean, I don't need to say much. Just look at the RSI over here and it's below 30. Daily RSI well below 30 and it's like just going sideways. So is the momentum. And see, this is called momentum. When indices go up fast and then come down fast. This is a time when we can pay attention to indices and take opportunities. But as of now, the IT pack is highly oversold, and even a trader who will be trading derivatives will not dare possibly to initiate any negative trade over here because you can see the oscillators are extremely overstretched. It's wait and watch game. Whether it gives a pullback or not, I think it's a wait and watch game. But there is certainly a hint that, see, this is the moving average and this is the price and there is a huge gap in between. So if this gap needs to be filled, अगर ये gap को fill करना है तो either आप एक बहुत fast pullback देखोगे or else we'll see some sort of consolidation happening. When it will happen, frankly speaking, it's very difficult to say. But the biasness, overall biasness stays down. Infra pack, I think the state of trend is down. Suddenly, you can see it's down, made a lower high, and then it's trying to go forward down. The candle over here is a long-legged doji. And what does it mean? It clearly means that there is indecision. Market doesn't know where it wants to go. We also have a gap over here which can act as a resistance. When you look to the daily time frame charts, you might say that the daily time frame charts is looking completely opposite in comparison to the weekly time frame chart, because the weekly time frame chart does have a doji, and in the daily time frame chart we do have a hammer, we do have a bullish bell tool. That's fine, I understand. But is it a bottom or something? It's very difficult to say, because apart from this, I cannot see anything positive over here. And if a pullback happens, and then if there is a sell-off, a trader will have to be very, very careful that you don't get stuck in just a dead cat bounce. So just be very, very careful if you initiate anything. Metal pack, be extremely, extremely careful. First of all, the state of trend is certainly positive, no problem. It's fine, it's positive, things are okay. But if you look closely, when metal pack was rallying here and here, it was amazing. And suddenly, price has gone flattish, choppy. Not a good time to make money as they're chopping around. And this is the support, I believe, in the daily time frame chart over here. It's 11,670. And if we start trading below 11,600, close below it, then maybe a short-term correction is possible in the daily and in the weekly time frame charts in the middle pack. So far, yes, trend momentum is up, but just be very, very careful. Pharma pack. Pharma pack has improved and it has stayed there because there were many sectors, if you must have seen in this video, which came down, gave a pullback and suddenly they went down back again. But in case of pharma, it has decided that it will stay there. So far, so good. तो इसके आगे क्या होगा बोलना मुश्किल है. But overall, looking at the price, it does seem that few of the constituents in the pharma pack are ready to give a short-term rally on the upside. And you will have to be stock specific. You cannot just expect that entire pharma pack will rally. You'll have to be extremely, extremely stock specific. PSE sector. PSE sector also, it has started outperforming, went up, it came down and then it again went up. And then when it gave a pullback, it stayed there. It did not come very fast in this zone. So the trend and momentum in the weekly time frame chart of the PSE sector is positive. And I think any pullback in the daily time frame chart can be used as an opportunity to probably initiate a long position, but be very, very careful as we may not know what is going to be the psychological impact if overall markets means Nifty continues to go down due to the war situation. Realty pack. Realty pack looks weak. Trend momentum looks very, very weak. I don't think I need to say much. And once we break below this zone on closing basis, new levels will open up on the downside. India defense continues to outperform. Went up, came down, and this time the pullback was pretty shallow. Yes, I would say that this is a choppy period, but this is where the help from the higher time frame comes. When the choppiness is less in the higher time frame charts, one can possibly ignore the sideways movement in the daily time frame charts and have a positive biasness in the India defense pack. But when you open up the constituents and stocks of the India defense pack, you'll have to understand that not all the stocks will look positive on the chart. Few will be and few may not be. So you'll have to be selective. This is a market to stay selective. You cannot have a blanket view on all the stocks. Mid caps. Mid caps, I think the trend momentum is negative. Even the daily time frame chart looks negative. Even the weekly time frame charts look negative. The recent support is this low 56,200 or 56,150. Once we break below that, we'll have to be very careful. And before I end this video, I mean, see, the volatility is on the rise in the market, not in terms that price is going down. I don't mind price going down. देखो market है तो market ऊपर या नीचे जाते ही रहेगा. It's going to happen. Market है. It cannot stay at one price all the time, and it cannot go up all the time. But when war situation is there and global politics is happening, आपको थोड़ा सा संभालना पड़ेगा in your trading mental stage. Don't be aggressive. Stay nimble-footed. Stay light. Whether you are on the negative side of your trade or the positive side of your trade, gap up, gap downs can occur very fast because even a rumor can create unnecessary volatility and choppiness on the chart. So trade less, be selective, keep your exposure in check and trade wisely. Thank you.